Okay guys, so this is basically just a preview before the video of what we did, what happened, what failed, what didn't. So basically the whole point was to replace the timing chain because we had timing issue, as you're gonna see further down in the video. So we took everything apart. We took the alternator off, took the water pump off, we took the thermostat housing off, we took the power steering pump off, took off all the pulleys. The only thing we couldn't take off to do the timing job was the crankshaft pulley. So with that being said, there is a special tool for that which I didn't have, and there is no other way I could see how to get it off. And I checked a few car places that sell car parts, car stuff. No one has. The only one they basically have is the one for the C class. Those are different from this one because I do have the tool for the C class. As a matter of fact, let me go for the tool for the C class and show you guys how it looks. So this is the tool for the C class. This is how it looks. The one on the E class, which I would presume is basically, so this, I think this type of crankshaft pulley is going to come on basically all the new models of S class, B class, probably on the new C classes too. I would have to check, but this is what the ones for basically from 2000 C classes 2000 and I think 8 or 7 to 12 or 13, one of the above. So like I said, I checked a few parts places they didn't have. One part place in particular, that was O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Those guys tried to help me. I spent maybe about an hour to an hour and a half in the store trying to actually source one from multiple places. They couldn't find nothing. I called Mercedes. I called 2 Mercedes dealerships as a matter of fact, and I don't even know how to put it, but they wouldn't give any information about it, how to pull it, how to get it off, if there was a special tool or not. So if you guys know if there's a special tool, I'm gonna show you guys how it looks in the video, how it actually looks, so you guys can have an idea. But if you guys know what a special tool for it, just hit me up in the comments, let me know. But like I said, I called Mercedes, they wouldn't help. I asked them if there's a special tool to pull. They say they can answer that question. So they basically trying to go around the question. So didn't get any help from there. No auto parts place has it. I can't find it nowhere online. The only one I can find online is this one that I showed you guys already. So I'm probably gonna have to make a tool for that. So with that being said, I did put everything back together how it was. So we're basically just gonna have to fix the direct problem that was causing the time. I did want to do the whole timing and just get it over, just change the whole chains, everything, but we won't be able to do that now because we can't get the crankshaft pulley off. So we're just gonna fix the problem at hand. You guys will see what the exact problem at hand is in the next video. So make sure you guys watch this video, like, subscribe, and make sure you guys check out the next video to see what the exact problem was and what I'm gonna do to fix the exact problem. Thank you guys. Okay, so we're back with the the E350. So we've already did camshaft position sensors, we've did magnetic adjusters, and we've did the timing chain tensioners. None of those work, so we still have the noise at startup, the knocking noise at startup. So today we decided to go all the way, so we're gonna do the whole timing chain, and we're still getting the code P001177, which states the position of the intake camshaft cylinder bank 1 deviates from the specified value. The command position cannot be reached. That's the code that we've been getting, so we're still getting that code. And here is the code. So we just decided to just take everything apart, do timing chain. To be honest, I actually don't know how to do the cold timing chain on this engine, but we're gonna figure it out today, hopefully. So the other day I did a video showing you guys how to time the engine 272. This engine timing is 276. So the timing's a bit different. The video that I showed before, that timing is for 272 and 273. This one is different. I've already showed you guys how to take off the intake manifold. I've already showed you guys how to take off the intake manifold, the airbox. The only thing that we haven't showed is most of the parts that we're going to take off now to do the timing. I don't know most of them, but I'm just going to figure it out as I go along. I know I have to take off the cylinder heads, that's for sure. I'm going to have to take off the whole, basically. I'm going to have to take off everything down here. The car is lifted up. It's on some ramps because I'm going to have to drain some fluids. I'm going to have to drain some of the coolant. I don't need to drain all, I just need to drain enough so there's none in the thermostat housing. I'm going to drain the oil because I'm going to change the oil, change the filter while I'm doing the timing chain, just to make sure it's fresh oil, because it has been knocking when it starts up. So I'm assuming that there is metal rubbing to metal, so there must be shavings in the oil. So I'm going to change the oil, change the filter. Any coolant that we drain, we're gonna put new coolant in also. So we're gonna just do the complete tear down, see what happens, see what I need to remove, because I don't actually know what I need to remove. So I'm just gonna figure it out as I go along, to be honest. So right here we have timing chain. So this is one. There's two of this, one for each side. This is actually where the tensioner holds on, it pushes on once it's in the engine. It pushes on right here for both sides. Here is another one where it pushes on here. They also send some trucks, but I think this one is for the oil pump. I think, not 100% sure. Don't know what this one's for yet. We have more guides, tensioner, more guides, and more guides, and more guides, and two more chains. I assume these are for the oil pump, maybe, I don't know. I'm just gonna figure it out as I go along. When I actually take it down, I'm gonna actually take a picture of how it's actually set, so I don't put something in the wrong place. So if you're doing something like this, or you're doing anything you're not sure where it's supposed to go, take a picture of it first, so if anything you can look back to see if that is the correct place it's supposed to go. I'm going to show you guys the oil that I use for the engine and the coolant also. So this is the oil. Castrol Edge 5W40 European cars. This is for European cars. So this is for all European cars. And this is the recommended coolant. This is European for European vehicles also. And oil filter. So another thing that can cause this problem that the engine is having now with the whole knocking sound when it starts up is filters. So most vehicles have, or some engines have different filters. They look similar but they're not the same. So on this vehicle it has this right here which goes down into the filter housing and seats down the other hole that's right here. So this sits in it, and when your engine is on and it gets hot, it pressurizes, so it sends oil to different places in the engine. Some filters don't have this, so this wouldn't be on it. It would just, or the both sides will look exactly like this, which it just sits down. So if yours comes with this, ensure you get back this one and don't put the one that has both sides flat just like this, because you're gonna have issues when it comes to oil reaching certain parts of the engine. So once it's this filter you have, put it back in, or put the new part back in looking just like this, not the one with both sides flat. And if yours comes with the one that's just flat, then put the one that's just flat back in. So don't replace this kind of one with the flat one. You're gonna run into issues. And this does come with the O-ring. This part already has the O-ring on right here. So that's that. I'm gonna tear it down now. I'm not gonna tear it down on camera because I've already showed you guys how to take off the intake and all that. So I'm just gonna take it down to wherever I haven't shown yet. Then when I get to that point, I will show you guys what else needs to be taken off as I figure it out as I'm going along. Okay, so the intake manifold is off. So basically this is where we're gonna go from here. So this engine is high pressure fuel injector, so these are the solenoids for the high pressure. The solenoids right here for the high pressure fuel injector. So disconnect all your sensors. Don't forget to take your battery negative terminal off. So disconnect all this wire harness right here, everything. So both sides. So disconnect your coil, your coil packs, your fuel injectors, because coil packs are gonna come out fully. Everything, all this rail, all the rails right here are gonna come off. So anyway, you see a clip, take it off. Take off all your clips. After you take off all your clips, you got your 5/16 bolts for the fuel injectors. Take those off. Take your time and pop those out. Then do your coil packs, take them out. Just try and mark your coil packs to put them back in the exact same spot that they came out. Just because you're gonna reuse them. If you're not gonna reuse them, then it doesn't matter. If you're gonna put brand new ones in after, then it doesn't matter where you put them. But if you're gonna use them back, mark where they go, they're back in the same spot. So disconnect all your wire harness, fuel injectors, everything. And you can also take off this part of the intake manifold also. Okay, so got rid of all the wire harness. They're hanging down. The heat shield is not hot, so they can sit on it. It's not going to burn them. Same thing for this side. They're pretty much out of the way. You have some little hooks right here that goes on here. You can just pop them off Before you take off the engine heads, make sure you set the time, because it's not recommended to spin the crankshaft while the engine heads are off, because their bearings for the camshaft are literally on the head of the engine, so don't spin it while they're off. If you want to spin the camshaft, you gotta do it from at the back of the engine here. When you take everything off, you will see where you gotta spin it from, but don't spin the engine while the head is off. So I already set the time. It is off from what I can tell so far. The marks, there's a mark right there pointing to the bolt. Same thing on this side, but they don't match up in here. That is the exhaust for the passenger side, and this is the exhaust for the driver's side. Look at that gap right there, and look at that. They're similar, but this one, look at the one for the intake, and look at this one, they're not 100%. So we gotta sort those out, see what happens. So I'm gonna take off the heads now and see what we're working with. Okay, so the engine head is off. It is in here, and all the parts that came off. Just be careful not to lose this little part right here. This goes on the driver's side, on the exhaust side, right down here. So make sure not to lose that. It can fall off when you take the engine head off, so just make sure you don't lose it or don't crack it. Don't make it break or anything. So now we're gonna take everything down here. So we're gonna take our belt off. So let's take the belt off the tensioner. This is a tensioner, so it looks like a T25 or T30. To take the belt off. So I took everything apart, all the heads, all the gas lines. The only thing left to do is to take off the crankshaft pulley and these two bolts right here. But it seems like we're stuck in between a rock and a hard place, because I don't have a special tool to pull this, and I have searched, I have called Mercedes. They sound like they don't want to help. So I don't know, I've looked online, nothing. I've checked car places that sell parts, nothing. I can't find anything online for this particular camshaft pulley. I can find for the C class, but nothing for the E class, and I'm pretty sure the E class and the S class are the same. So we're probably just gonna have to do the timing from up here, make sure the timing is good up here, and put it all back together. So I'm probably actually gonna have to just make a tool to fit this, but I can't find it anywhere to actually buy one. So I'm just probably gonna make a tool and take it apart another day. So I'm gonna set the timing correctly, put it back together, and see what happens. Clean it all up. I cleaned out all the ports because there was a lot of carbon buildup in all of them. Clean them out somewhat. Here are all the parts that we took off. Clean them up also too. Clean up everything. So I'm just gonna put them back together, set the timing correctly, and see what happens. Make sure if you do this, clean your fuel injectors, because these were pretty dirty. Even though there was no fault code for them, but they were dirty. I cleaned them clean everything else, clean up all the valve covers, clean the water pump, even the power steering pump. I cleaned the thermostat housing. Take out your thermostat housing sensor and clean it too, because that was dirty, just to be safe. And I changed the O-rings. I changed all the O-rings that I can, or that I had. Check the rest of them to make sure they're in good condition. So whatever I didn't change, I checked, but 85% of them changed. So if anyone knows what tool pulls that, please let me know. Or I'll just make one and then let you guys know if I do make one and what it looks like and if it works.